Good day and welcome to JNN's Headline News. I'm Kimberly Wright. In the headlines at this time, 30-year-old Constable Anthony Carl was killed in a motor vehicle accident along P.J. Patterson Highway on Thursday morning. The incident occurred around 5:45 a.m. A preliminary report suggests that the policeman was speeding. The constable, who was not wearing his seatbelt, was ejected from the vehicle. He was run over by passing vehicles and dragged for another 10 meters. His head was severed from his body. The body of an unidentified male was found along Main Street, St. Anne's Bay on Thursday morning around 6 a.m. The man's body was found with several chop wounds to his head. The St. Anne CIB are now investigating his death. The 3 men that stoned and chopped a mentally ill man to death was sentenced on Wednesday to a total of 110 years in prison. The attorney representing the St. Anne couple, along with their 3 adult sons, has described the punishment as excessive. Attorney Ernest Smith says the sentences handed down by Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston demonstrated that emotions sometimes rule the day. But he says he's happy that there's a court of appeal. The police have reported progress in their investigation into the theft of 4 firearms and more than 20 rounds of ammunition from a businessman's house in Manchester on Tuesday. 3 shotguns and a Smith & Wesson pistol were stolen from a vault at the house in New Green. Managing Director of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC, Paul Abrahams, has confirmed that commuters are facing the possibility of a bus fare increase. According to a public bodies report tabled last week by Finance Minister Audley Shaw, the JUTC will suffer a $3.1 billion loss during the current financial year. During the new financial year, the JUTC's fuel bill is expected to increase by $1.1 billion to $3.6 billion, while it would have to allocate an additional $500 million for the repair and maintenance of its buses and depots. General Secretary of the National Workers Union NWU, Granville Valentine, is defending the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions JCTU, which is under fire from some of its members for signing a new wage agreement with the government. The University and Allied Workers Unions UAWU has temporarily withdrawn from the Confederation. It is accusing its president, Helene Davis White, of signing the deal in secret and disregarding its concerns about the provisions of the agreement. A proposed crop and livestock insurance scheme now appears to become a reality. The government is working with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations to develop the scheme for farmers. Principal Director Planning and Policy in the Ministry of Agriculture, Sean Baugh, says that there have been models in the past that have worked but were not sustainable. He says the ministry is now seriously looking at the past initiatives and putting them together to establish a specific insurance scheme that will benefit Jamaica. Several workers at the Sugar Industry Authority and the Sugar Industry Research Institute are now on strike. According to the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, UCASE, the workers had been off the job since Tuesday. UCASE President Vincent Morrison said the work stoppage was triggered by a wage dispute following a reclassification exercise more than 2 years ago. In international news, after listening to a series of emotional stories and pleas to enhance school safety at the White House on Wednesday, U.S. President Donald Trump floated the idea of arming teachers and school staff. The idea was met with support from the many of the attendees. He said if teachers had firearms, they could end the attack very quickly, stating that schools could arm up to 20% of their teachers to stop maniacs who tried to attack them. And those are the stories in the headlines. Join us at 8 p.m. for more details in Frontline News. I'm Kimberly Wright. Pleasant viewing.